And here, the problem seems to favor 1. So perhaps the solution should move in favor of 1. Right? Or at the very least, it shouldn't move in a way that's disfavorable to 1. If anything, player 1's bargaining position has strengthened in this problem than this problem, relative to this problem. Right? So that's what I'm describing here. By IIA, the solutions must be the same, but this represents if the solution, and that's one way of interpreting a solution, is that it represents a compromise between what the agents could achieve. So when when labor and management stake out their initial positions, they're sort of extremely far apart. Labor's initial position is very much favorable to it and unfavorable to management, and management's bargaining initial offer is very favorable to management and unfavorable to labor. And so those are sort of their initial positions. They represent their aspirations, what they'd like to achieve, their possible outcomes, but clearly they're biased, and labor's is going to favor labor, and management is going to favor management. And what they eventually pound out is essentially a compromise between those aspirations. In fact, I'm sure it's often the case that if bargaining was one-dimensional, that was a single issue, then parties would often adopt for some sort of average or immediate compromise between the extremes. The problem in labor management relations is that these are multi-dimensional and multifaceted, and you can give or take along various dimensions, and that's how negotiations typically transpire. But in any event, if these, for example, in this problem, if player 1 were to stake out its initial stake or its initial offer, or its initial claim was this, and player 2's initial offer or claim was this, and this represents a compromise, then these are important in that they establish these aspirations, these other opportunities, or perhaps not outside opportunities, but other opportunities. And that a bargaining solution, in some sense, represents just that, sort of a compromise. Somehow it's a compromise between aspirations, or what the player